Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's press conference. If you would like a question, please use the raise hand function. We'll get round to you if we can. We're going to start with Carve, Sky Sports News. When you come on board, Carve, unmute yourself, and away you go.
First of all, Thomas, I just wanted to ask you the latest injury news. Obviously, you've got quite a few players out. We saw Romelu tweeting this morning that he's out running again.
Yeah, but no news for the match tomorrow for Romelu, of course, and Timo. Both of them are out. Christian Pulisic is back with the group like he was in Malmö. Unfortunately, Marcos Alonso and Matteo is out still, of course, so no news there. Unfortunately, Marcos Alonso injured himself in the very last minute during the Malmö match. He tried now to come out for training, but the stress is too high on the ankle. It's too painful. Nothing big, but too painful in the moment, so he will not be in the squad tomorrow.
As far as Romelu is concerned, when do you think he will be back realistically?
No, if I give you any date now, I need just to confirm or like to give other dates. We have the national break now, and then we will be more clear. We will use the time, of course, and see what is going on in the second week of the national break. And if you ask me the question, I can be more precise than now, because now anyway we have that break and we will use it. We will have everyday treatment for him and for Timo and for Matteo to bring them on the pitch as soon as possible. But yeah.
What's the latest situation regarding Mason Mount as well? Because I think for the second time in a row, he's been picked for an England squad when he hasn't been playing for Chelsea.
Yeah, it's a bit a tricky one. We have he was ill, but it's the reason are the, is it wisdom tooth?
Yes.
Does this exist? Yeah. So this is the reason for the illness, or for the feeling like an illness is a bit of an infection. He was back in training yesterday and today. He lost a bit of weight. He cannot eat properly, so he takes medication. Is that correct? Medication.
Yeah.
And let's see. He's in the squad for tomorrow. Can play some minutes. But we will need to wait for the reaction, because it seems like a proper treatment has to be done.
And just regarding international breaks as a whole, I know at the moment there's 5 windows, and there's 3. There's one in September, October, November, and you've got the situation where players like Christian Pulisic are every month having to fly across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
And I know Arsene Wenger is suggesting reforming the international windows, so there's only 1 or 2 every year.
Yeah.
Do you think that is a good idea?
That's a brilliant idea. That's a brilliant idea if it's like this. There's too many windows, of course. Too many windows, too many competitions, too many games for the top players. That increases only quantity but not quality, and I'm always fighting for quality. The supporters, everybody wants to have the top players on the pitch, and it's too much. Simple as that.
How difficult does it make your...
Last one, Carve. Okay, thanks.
Okay, last one. I just wanted to ask you about Antonio Conte coming back to the Premier League. How good do you think it is for the Premier League to have another elite manager working in the league? And also, of course, he used to be a Chelsea manager. I know some Chelsea fans are unhappy about the fact that he's gone to Spurs. Could you ever see yourself, for instance, in the future managing Spurs?
I have enough to do here, I have to say. So, and I'm happy where I am. Of course, it's good news for Premier League. He's one of the best managers in the world. Look at his record and look at his titles. So he will make it super tough to play against Tottenham. I'm absolutely sure. But I'm in a happy place, and I'm not concerned about what other people do and other clubs do. I enjoy very much where I am.
John Southall, 5 Live.
Hello Thomas, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Are you having to manage your squad quite carefully at the moment? I think you've had 4 games in 10 days. Are there signs? Have you seen signs of fatigue in your players?
Yeah, a little bit, but at the same time, we're even happy when we have 3 days between matches. So we had the chance to give 1 day off, also for mental recovery, and we had 2 training sessions together. We meet again. So today was last training session. We will meet again later for dinner and sleep over in a hotel to use the time properly and to take care about our time when we rest. To be ready to play sharp again tomorrow. I know that we demand a lot in the moment, but I think it's important that we demand it from ourselves. We expect a very tough match, a very tough opponent who is a bit short of points, but not short of performance. Burnley plays a very strong, very intense game, very strong game. They have a very courageous approach, like how they played also, for example, at Manchester City, high pressing, high intensive pressing. So we need to be on our best level to have solution and to match all the intensity they bring into the games. Like I said, we demand a lot also from our players and from ourselves, but it is necessary that we bring all this to the pitch because there's a strong opponent waiting. And it could be even human or reasonable to say, okay, we have already 6 from 7 matches, and okay, somehow we will manage it again because it's a home game and we are a strong squad. But it's not like this. We need to be on the 100% level. 95 is not enough, and that's why we push everybody, no matter if we are tired or not, because that's the schedule. And in the end, we managed everybody. Some of the guys, especially the guys up front, because we suffered some injuries, and with Mason and Christian out and Romelu and Timo out, we are a little bit in trouble in terms of maybe being a bit overused and tired, but same time everybody wants to be on the pitch, and it's the moment to be on the pitch.
Yeah, and one of those is Callum Hudson-Odoi. I know you've said in the past he needs to perform consistently to turn that corner. Just a couple of questions on him, really. Do you think he's now heading in the right direction? And on the England front, if he's not being selected in the England team, would you advise him to play in the under-21s? What's your view on that?
I did not get involved into this discussion. I know that it was a discussion between the Federation, of course, and Callum, and then it ended up, if I'm correctly informed, ended up with Peter Cech being in this discussion. I think with the Federation, I was happy about that. I had no interest to get involved and to know the exact reasons why is that. It has also, if Callum is here, we have full control of what he's doing. We have full control about his load and about also his focus and his approach to his game. So it's also a good thing when we are in charge here about him. He is clearly on the right way. You can see it in the matches. You can see how effective he is, and I feel him very focused. He waited a long time for these chances. Now they arrived, and the best reaction from him is to keep on going and to show the consistency that we need in the moment for him, and it's in a good way.
Last one, John.
Yeah, just a quick one about Mason Mount. You might not know the answer to this at the moment, but do you expect him to join up with England next week?
I expect him if he feels if everything is okay, but the tendency that I know right now is that we need a proper treatment, and we need a proper treatment of the wisdom teeth. So can be that he is out, or he joins maybe the England squad a bit later. We will always push and encourage him. There is no doubt. We are proud when he's selected. He is proud when he's selected. So there are no tactics behind the backs or behind closed doors that we try to manage, and everybody is trying to keep Mason here. It's the opposite. But we have full responsibility for his health, and there is something going on which we need to take care about. This is what we did also with Andreas Christensen when he was suddenly out for the Southampton game in the Cup. because the treatment needed to be done, and this is the first priority. And then we will do everything to make it happen, that maybe Mason can also join the English squad.
Declan McCarthy, Talk Sport.
Hey Thomas, how's it going?
Hi, fine.
Just one on Trevor. Signed a new contract this week. A player who's really flourished under your management. Just how pleased have you been with the progress this season, and also what can he achieve at this club?
He can achieve what he wants. He wants to be, it's his childhood dream to play for Chelsea's professional team, and he's on his best way to have a big impact. We are very happy that he committed, that he signed his contract. He's a Chelsea boy, like I said, he's living his dream, and I'm absolutely impressed by his maturity. Yeah, by his maturity, and he is so focused. He does not get carried away. You could see that the career he had, it was a good career for him. He took good choices. He had many different challenges to face, and when he came into pre-season, everybody had the feeling that he is ready, maybe to be a part of this group. He proved it, so it's all the credit goes to him, and he can achieve what he wants. He stays humble and hungry at the same time, like he is doing, fully focused and the nice guy that he is. Then he's at exactly the right place to fulfill his dreams at Chelsea, and will make everybody happy.
Final one for me, Thomas. From one Chelsea boy to another one. Conor Gallagher on loan at Crystal Palace, loves the club. Just how closely are you monitoring his progress, and could you see him feature in a future Chelsea squad? Well,
that's not hard to follow because he's standing out every single match day. So that's a pretty easy one to follow, and all the credit also to him. We had long talks in pre-season. We could imagine that he also stays and fights for his place here. We decided all together when the possibility came up and the talks came up with Patrick Vieira to go to Crystal Palace, and once he understood the role that he can have in the club and here in Premier League, he wanted to take the challenge, so everybody agreed on it, and we also agreed to letting him go, because in the end we thought like this can be the right thing to do, and you need a bit of luck and of course a lot of quality. But listen, Connor's heart is so big. He loves football, and can wake him up at 4 o'clock at night, and he will start running and sprinting and collecting balls and winning duels. This is what he does, and you can see that he feels good. He has the trust from club and manager, but honestly, right now it's beginning of November. He's a full member, important member of the Crystal Palace squad, and it's good where he is, and there's no need to change this. We are fully aware of it, and we are happy that he feels so good in such a huge part in this club.
Alex, Joey.
Hi Thomas, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
Your first win as Chelsea manager was against Burnley 9 months ago. How far have the side come since then?
Well, we come quite a long way. We looked actually at the pictures again to understand what we did good, and where we come from, and it is like this. So far we haven't played at Burnley. This will also hopefully arrive, and we're also looking forward, because everybody is talking about very difficult atmosphere that you face at Burnley. It was very quick. We had second match against Burnley within only some days preparation. Now we know each other much better. On the other hand, you know exactly what you get when you face Burnley. They have a clear identity. They have managers in charge for many years with a clear identity. You can see the mentality from the coach on the pitch, on his team. So we try to have the same output, that we can win. Will be a tough one, and it was a nice journey so far, and hopefully we have some months still together to go.
And from what we're seeing on social media at the moment, A, you're very good at basketball, and B, there's an amazing team spirit down at the training ground. Would you say this is the most united group that you've ever managed?
It is a very united group and it's a pleasure to manage. It's exactly how we want it. I don't like comparisons because I liked all my teams, and I think that you can only be successful if you like your teams and if you become a part of it. But I'm not so sure what you saw on social media because I am not. Sometimes I get a bit. It worries me a little. It worries me a little bit. But what our guys put out there. But yeah, you know, it's nice to be here every day, and I think it's a big part to also laugh together and to enjoy our time. We know exactly that in the end, when the game arrives, you need the mix. You need the mix to enjoy the moment, to feel free, to feel the freedom to be creative and be courageous in the game. But at the same time, you need also to be absolutely aware that you know what's coming, you know how hard it's going to be in Premier League again, and you want the full focus. So you always want a good mix of it. When you see us playing basketball or something like this in yesterday's training, it is the moment. It is still 2 days after the game, 2 days before the game. We don't want to give too much load and still want to have the boys together out there and enjoy what they are doing. So yeah, it is a good group with a good spirit, and it's nice to be here every single day. This is 100% sure.
Thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
Last question, Nick Purewell.
Hi Thomas.
Hi.
Just on Callum, I appreciate that you weren't involved in his decision, and so I'm not going to ask you to go into details on that.
Callum, a decision of international call-up, Nick?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. But Trevor Sinclair, the former England player, suggested it was arrogant not to join up, and I just wondered what your thoughts were on that, because I'm judging by everything you said that you're seeing Callum as somebody who's working very hard to just be as good as he can be.
I can understand if people don't understand it or if they don't like it. I don't give too much on judgments from outside. First of all, I don't read them, and I hear them when you mention them. And I think that Callum is very aware that if he takes a decision like this, not everybody will be happy about this decision. But you should ask Callum about it, and he probably has a good reason why he's not joining, or why he thinks that in this moment for him personally it's better to stay and to be here in training and fight for his place. So I think it's easy to judge from outside. We should hear both sides. If you want this case to be solved, you should hear both sides. I am actually not involved, and I'm happy because I think it's not necessary that I get involved. I'm not here to convince players to join where they don't genuinely feel that they want to join. So we do the best out of this situation, and if there are consequences, I'm sure that Callum takes the consequences because he's a young adult, and that's it for me.
Okay, at the end of the broadcast section, we're now going to do the daily news.